will learn how to create a solar system where we have a sun which is super glowing. We have Earth, we have Mars, and the third planet, we haven't given the texture. So to show you that how different planets can be created and can be rotated, we will be giving the texture. And look, the beautiful sun. It's just like oozing light and super bright. So we will learn how to create them. And then the last thing is, if you see, we have beautiful space, right? It has blue shades, it has reddish shades, and it has super black areas also. If I find somewhere, maybe here, yeah. So we will learn how to create all these things. So welcome to Blender, welcome to Yolabs, create your own world. So let's start from zero. So the very first thing is file, new, and in the new I am saying general, and it is asking, would you like to save it? Yes, it's my work, for sure I would like to save it. It's open, and whenever you open Blender, it gives you by default a cube. So the very first thing, if you don't want this cube, you press X and the cube goes out, right? So click on the thing, click on X and say delete. There is another way also. Click here, right click, and the last thing is the delete. Always remember, you should be in object mode while doing so. So now what I will do, the very first thing, what I supposed to do is click on this, click here and say delete, right? Now I'm not having that. Add mesh and add what? Add a UV sphere. After getting the UV sphere, just click on S and see how big or small you want it. Let's say this is the perfect size for me. I will leave it. After that, right click and say shade smooth. Now it has become a smooth sphere for us. The moment we do this, next thing comes, this should look like a sun. So what we should do for that, let's see. So what I will do, I will go to Google, and after going to the Google, the very first thing what I will do is sun texture. The moment I will type sun texture, I will get so many textures. Remember, we will be wrapping this up around our sun. So you can choose whatever you like. I chose this one. I personally prefer this, but just for the sake of doing it, let's say this time, should we do a little bit different? I don't know. Let me go to images. Somehow still I'm liking that thing only more. So anything which is better than that, we can choose. Otherwise, there's no reason that I will choose something which is not even up to the mark of this. Let's do one thing. This time has few more bright spots. So I will be choosing this, right? After that, what I have to do, I will say save image as, and this image will be saved as solar texture. Time to go back to Blender. I'll go back to Blender. After going back to Blender, what I have to do, click on this. On top, if you can see, there is an option which says shading. Click on that. Here is the new, because nothing is there. It will allow you to add your first material. Add it. It says base color, then so many things are there, right? Now what we have to do, the very first thing is we will go to, we are not going to give it any color because we are going to give it texture. So I'll go to add. After going to the add, what I will do, I will go into the texture, and in the texture I will select image texture. The moment I get image texture, There is something color. This color I will connect to this color. Now here I have to give it the picture. My picture I have saved in my Google Drive. Wherever you have shared, pick from there and solar texture 1 and say open. And I got my beautiful sun. Zoom in and see it. But the question is, I don't want to see this in this environment. So what I will do, I'll go to environment and this background. So the color, I will choose it to black. So I can see how my sun will be looking like. So this is the way my sun is looking right now, which is good enough. Not bad. But the question is, my sun was oozing. This sun is not. It is not emitting any light. It's just like sitting there. So for that, what we have to do, go to the colors. Once you will go to the colors, you will see here, it says principled BSDF. You don't have to bother about what principled BSDF is. Just you go there and first say emissions, right? And you will say, you are not, I was having that also has gone completely. So when I have gone to the emissions, what I was having, that also I am not having now. So we will correct that thing. You don't have to bother about that, right? And so we have gone to the emissions, and then after going to the emissions, what we supposed to do, strength, let's make this strength of 50, which is good enough. And after making this strength of 50, again, like now this is emission node, I will go to add again. I will go to the texture. I'll do exactly same thing what I did earlier. I got this thing, and here again I will choose my picture, open my image, and after opening the image, let's connect these two. And again I got my sun. Now this time you can see this is more bright and it's emitting light, but the light is not going anywhere. Light is not going anywhere. Let's go somewhere. What is first thing is setting? No. What this says, render properties? No. What this says, output properties? What output properties are there now? What this says? No. What this says? No. Yeah, sorry, it's in render property. There is something called bloom. Click on that and you started blooming, right? Now there are threshold, neve, radius, color, intensity, clamp, all the things you can decide later on, right? If you want to change something, what kind of light it is blooming, all the things. I'm not going into all the details, and for me, bloom is sufficient. So now I got my sun, which is super bright and beaming it. If you feel it is too much, what are you supposed to do? Go here, reduce the strength, right? Let's put it 10 and it will be beaming less. If you want it to be more, put 30. You decide what is the right sun for you, right? And now, if we have done this much, just quickly what we will do, we will create two more things. We will create a Mars, we will create an Earth, and quickly we will give them the texture. And there our chapter number 1 in Blender related to solar system will be ending.